Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Bro, I just made this video for like the third time, and for some reason, it wouldn't show up on my phone. And now I gotta do this video all over again. This jump was like 23 minutes, but whatever. Uh, here today doing a review on Spider-Man: No Way Home. I'm trying not to make this video 23 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep. When I go through this plot, I'm gonna go through the plot really quickly because the plot is it's pretty simple. It's the old-fashioned problem that the superhero has to solve, and he ends up needing help routine. Pretty much Spider-Man: No Way Home picks up from the ending of Far Far Away when Mysterio uh fires himself up, and but before he dies, he makes a video that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and you know J. Jonah Jameson, being the asshole that he is, blasts it for everyone to see, and that's when everyone's like, Peter Parker, but why? How did we not see this? But then, everyone turns into the paparazzi. They got questions. All of a sudden, everybody wants to be Peter Parker's friend. And so, that's that whole ordeal. Government officials want to talk to him about Mysterio's murder. His friend Ned and MJ there. And I just before, at the end of that video that wouldn't save, remembered Ned's name. So that's something. So memory is a heck of a thing. But they can't get into MIT because of the affiliation with Peter Parker, which makes absolutely no sense. But I guess it's for the plot that Peter needs motivation to go see Doctor Strange. So he goes to see Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange advises him to just live your life. But Peter's like, there's got to be a way to help them. And then, he's all about, well, we could make them forget you. They forget me. Uh, and they go through the whole motion. Apparently Doctor Strange is not the Sorcerer Supreme anymore. It's Wong now, because the Thanos snap had him gone for 5 years and the role had to be filled. So he tells Wong about the problem. Wong's like, just keep me away from it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get females and wasted, bro. Uh, that's not my Wong impersonation. uh, So pretty much that's when Doctor Strange takes Peter to his chamber of secrets where they do wink wink magic. So they pretty much begin the spell, and like on cue, per the plot, Peter begins to carry on. What about MJ? What about Ned? What about Happy? What about Aunt May? Will they forget me? And the spell goes awry. Doctor Strange contains it before it decimates reality. However, there were unforeseen consequences to the spell being activated, like a Yu-Gi-Oh trap card. So fast forward, Peter goes to the bridge to talk to the admissions woman, powerful, strong black woman, about Ned and MJ getting into MIT, and then introducing bridge collapsing and introducing Otto Octavius, a level 7 Yu-Gi-Oh monster. Nah, I'm just joking. But Peter and Otto fight. I'm not going as much detail as before because I'm trying to make this plot summary really quick, so I actually have time to talk. I don't want this video to be too long. They go through the whole fight motions. Peter gets dragged pretty much. I mean, he ran that fade. I ain't gonna lie. He ain't never fought nobody like that before. But then a piece of his suit goes on to Otto Octavius, and he takes control of it thanks to the nanotechnology that his suit is made out of. Fast forward, Green Goblin shows up, wrecks ship, flies off. And may I say, William Dafoe might need to be nominated for an Oscar for this role, because this man missed no beats and no fucks was given while when this man came on screen. So pretty much, they go back to Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange informs him, we have visitors that came by. They're among us. So he pretty much gives Peter the magic web shooters, and that's when they get a signal, a reading. And may I say, I'm starting to get a trend from movies just in general. Why are the adults buffoons and the children always the ones with the answer now? I mean, what isn't isn't the people aren't the people with age supposed to have wisdom from experience? How are the young people with no experience, why is it that they have all the wisdom? But I digress. That ain't none of my business. I'm not a screenwriter, nor am I a director in Hollywood or on TV. Let's continue. Pretty much, they have a signal beam up, and they're thinking it's Green Goblin. I got that son of a gun. Peter's like, rematch me. So they go, and it's Jamie Foxx's badly looking CGI Electro form. And he's just getting he's just looks like he's having a fun time sucking up all that electricity. Ooh. But that's when in his defense, Peter had never fought someone made out of pure electricity, so he shoots the web goes right through Electro. But if it goes right through Electro, I don't know how to explain this. How come Electro felt it? So pretty much, Electro wakes up, starts raising hell, and introducing. It's like a Super Smash Brothers. You have a new challenger. Flint Markle busts in and blocks Peter from getting hit, and he's like, "Peter, it's Flint. Remember?" Okay. So they go through the whole fight scene, and Flint witnesses Peter blast Jamie Foxx with the web shooter, and he vanishes back to Doctor Strange's lair of secrecy. Wink, wink. But then he blasts Flint, and he goes back. That's when Peter goes. That's when Peter goes back, and he finds that the lizard, Doctor Strange. I mean, the lizard, Otto Octavius, Green Goblin, Electro, and Sandman are the 5 people that came through the spell. 4 of them captured. Green Goblin's on the loose. So Norman Osborn's on the loose. He's having a nervous breakdown. Green Goblin's in his mind telling them, it's like that character. It's like that character from Lord of the Rings. Green Goblin wants the precious, which is utter destruction, and Norman doesn't want to give it to him. But he finds Peter Parker's aunt, and that's when Peter comes to talk to him. Might I say that part where Norman was stealing donuts was pretty comical. I don't care what no one says, and you can eat a shoe if you didn't think it was funny. I said it. But as per plot, the hero has to be very foolish and make very foolish decisions to get the storyline going. So his aunt says, "Trust him. He trusts you." When Peter should have said, "Aunt May, have you lost your everlasting mind? This man's a murderer and a psychopath with a split personality. I don't know who I'm talking to." So per the plot, they all go to Happy's apartment, and they all begin trying to fix what's wrong with them. Might I say, Peter is a smart 17-year-old kid, because he actually came up with solutions on how to fix those people with Norman Osborn's help, while he was still sane at the time. But he finds a way that he uses like this thermometer looking thing and puts it on Electro and begins to deactivate his powers. They find a cure for the lizard. They find a cure for Flint Marko, so he can go back to his daughter and not leave sand on the couch. They find a cure for Green Goblin. They find a cure for, well, not necessarily a cure for Otto Octavius, but they create another chip that gives him back control over his mind from the parasites attached to him, whispering bad things in his mind. "It's so quiet," he said when that chip got installed. I was like, "Damn, how many voices you had, nigga?" But that's when, right on cue per plot, all hell breaks loose. Norman transforms back into Green Goblin. He begins wrecking shop. convinces Electro to, you could be a god here. We could rule over all this. You know, the old Loki speech from the Avengers. Uh, when he was talking to Thor, if y'all ain't catch what I was saying. But pretty much, Green Goblin whooped his ass during this fight. I mean, I know he was getting help from the other villains, but my goodness, this man was power bombing Peter Parker all through choke slamming, giving him the last ride, the one that Undertaker used to give people before he pinned him. They gave this man the last ride through floors. Oh, I was like, oh man, don't do him like that. But then consequences were actually introduced to this movie because Aunt May. Green Goblin took his glider upside Aunt May's head. I said it just like that too. And man, when you seen that glider hit her, you was like, oh my goodness, it was like a Mortal Kombat brutality, flawless victory. Norman was like, look at your aunt, finish her, and that glider just took her. But yeah, they do the little heartwarming scene. Norman died. I mean, I don't know why I keep saying random stuff. Aunt May dies. Which was probably the first time I had seen Aunt May die in any of these Spider-Man movies done by Sony. Whatever company did Andrew Garfield's. I think it was Sony too. And Marvel's Spider-Man. But Spider-Man goes off into no man's land. He's contemplating suicide. He's like, push me to the edge. All my friends are dead type mindset. That's when they introduced Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I did like the part where they were, their little clowning moment, the little comical moment where they were like, prove you're Spider-Man. He's going on the ceiling. Tobey Maguire and him, they do their thing, and everybody's like, wait a minute, you can shoot webs from your body? And so that was pretty funny. But then, they get to the part where they give him the speech. Spider-Man's like, you don't know what I lost. You don't know what I got to do. And they're like, bro, I lost Uncle Ben too. You ain't the only one, bro. Matter of fact, where your Uncle Ben at in this universe? What's going on here? Anybody notice Uncle Ben's name hasn't even been referenced in Tom Holland's universe? I mean, what's going on? Who was stuffing Aunt May? And what's going on? You know what? I ain't even gonna get on that. Fast forward, they all come together. They finish finding ways of curing these psychopaths, and the big fight ensues. It's a big fight scene. See, the CGI is actually pretty good. Normally you'd be like, oh man, these fights are pretty bland, and the sequences are common. They're like, I kind of seen that coming. But they end up curing everyone, and right down to the last man, as per usual, the fan favorite Green Goblin versus Tom Holland Spider-Man. Tom Holland was playing no games with this man. This man had murder. You remember that song, I Got Murder on My Mind? Man, he was like, man, he had Bobby Shmurda intent in his fist. I mean, he was trying to wreck this man. He was trying to give him the 2-piece and a biscuit that was going to send him straight to heaven, pretty much. I mean, I was like, my goodness, I ain't never seen Tobey Maguire give him this type of work. But he was whooping Green Goblin's ASS, man. I mean, he was beating the crap out of Green Goblin. And, per usual, Tobey Maguire had to come in. You don't have to be like this. You don't have to stoop to that level. Well, he better than me, because if you had killed Aunt May in front of me, boy, you would have got all of what I had for you, and I would have took that glider right upside your head and through your chest, like in your original universe. I was like, bro. You think I'm about to send you back to your original universe so you can continue terrorizing people? Nah, I'm gonna get you up out there, good buddy. but I digress. They end up beating the hell out of Green Goblin. Well, Tom Holland does. He gives that nigga that Hideo Ken type uppercut Street Fighter. And plot continues where reality is bending in on itself. People about to bust through. I think I seen Craven in the midst, so maybe they're about to introduce him to the Marvel universe. Uh, Seeing Rhino. Rhino was pretty clear. Uh, that's where I kind of like. That's where this movie kind of like, dude, what the hell, dude? Doctor Strange comes back. They're coming. They're coming. The British are coming on some crazy shit. Tom Holland's like, how can we stop them? He's like, they're coming for you. And Peter Parker makes a face like, they're coming for me. Shit. What if they forget me? This when he do like, we can make you. I can. What if everyone forgets me? Everyone. And then, Doctor Strange is like, you a real one for this, Pete. Now take your bitch ass over there and talk to your girl. That's when he goes to talk to her. They shoot the shucks. They shoot the all shucks and G Willikers like a Tom Brady interview. Have the heartfelt moment. What if I don't remember you? What if you can't find me? How will you? I'll make you remember, Peter said. I'll make you remember, because it's love. And I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of laughing when I was watching that scene because Ned's over there. What? But it was a touching moment. It was a touching movie moment. Doctor Strange does the spell, and everyone forgets who Peter Parker is, including Doctor Strange. So now Peter Parker is just, in no man's land. He goes to visit Mary Jane. He's staring at her like Jeffrey Dahmer used to stare at men out of his peripherals. How Harvey Weinstein used to stare at women before inviting them up to his apartment in the middle of the night. But, I digress. That part was pretty weird. I was like, bro, if this was real life, this girl would have been looked at you and like, bro, can I help you with something? But whatever, to keep the plot going along, he decides, I don't, what, I've been thinking, my life is too dangerous and I don't want to endanger you. Which, bro, that's pretty much it. End credit show, Doctor Strange is Doctor Strange's second movie? Isn't it second? I think Doctor Strange's second movie, The Multiverse of Madness, is supposed to have Wanda from WandaVision. She has her uniform on. No one's heard. Marvel can use the X-Men now in their likeness, which is pretty good. They finally got Sony. They finally in agreement with Sony that they can use their likeness. So, which is pretty good, because, bruh, I had just noticed when I heard about that I was finally like, wait a minute. You is right. Because they didn't even introduce Wanda or her brother Pietro, who are Magneto's kids, as mutants. They did some bullshit with the, was it the Tesseract? No, it wasn't the Tesseract. Damn, what stone was that? The little staff, Loki staff. They did some bullshit where that gave them powers instead of saying they were mutants. But yeah, I digress. I'm trying to wrap this up. But I'm not gonna lie. I have a feeling these Marvel movies are about to get pretty cringy, pretty weird, and they're gonna have a lot of us who are diehard Marvel fans like, bro, I don't think I'm about to watch Marvel movies for a while, not till they stop the shenanigans. Because there's a lot of transfiguring that's about to go down with a lot of our favorite characters. They're about to introduce a lot of weird characters. I mean, I'm not against Marvel because, make your money, I guess. But hey, my money ain't gonna make or break you. So I just hold my wallet and hold my peace on that one. But whatever. But overall, the movie was pretty good. I wouldn't give it 5 stars out of 5. But I give it like 4. It was good. I believe it was a send off for Tom Holland because he's supposedly gonna stop acting after his role in Uncharted because he wants to start a family. So they're probably gonna have to recast Spider-Man, and the studio, let's do a reboot to make more money off of these gullible SOBs. But hopefully they just pick up right where that movie ends. And bro, I don't know where we're gonna go. They killed off Iron Man, Captain America. I don't know if Captain America's dead though. Falcon is now the Winter Soldier, and he's a social justice warrior on the Captain and the Winter Soldier. I mean, bro, Bucky Barnes was looking so uncomfortable during that show. It was ridiculous. He was looking like, what do I say? What do I do? I mean, don't know if Black Panther 2 is coming out anytime soon because the Lativia Wright, if I'm pronouncing her name right, she doesn't want to get vaccinated, so they're threatening to kick her off the movie. Like, bro, really? Like, my goodness. She's supposed to be the main character, the star of this one. But I expect it's going to get a lot worse. Ratings are going to get a lot worse. A lot of money is going to be lost while Marvel and DC and the rest of these Hollywood entities push out these political movies. But I've been thinking about, hell, the garbage they pushing out. Why don't I just make YouTube movies and stuff? YouTube TV shows and stuff. How much worse can my movies and TV shows be than the bull job that they're making millions of dollars off of? I'm gonna give it a try though. But y'all take care. If you like the video, drop a like, subscribe for more content, and have a good one.